Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne's running a little late, and it's Tuesday. How you feeling, Jess?
I feel good. Yo, listen, so y'all know about the experience that I told y'all that I had at the comedy club
in Detroit.
Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Yo, if one more person hit me up like, yo, I'm the owner. I'm sorry about everything that happened.
How many owners were there?
I'm the real owner. But nah, people were trolling.
People
fans
trolling.
in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yo, niggas coming in the email like, Jess, I'm sorry about everything that happened at my club. If you'd have hit me up, because I'm the owner. Yo, everybody is doing that. Donnell Rollins texted me, right?
He said he's the owner?
And was like, yo, you know you could have called me about my club. You know that I'm the owner of the one mic. I'm like, yo, stop playing. Everybody.
Did the club reach out?
They did.
They did?
Mm-hmm. They reached out to management. I'm done with their ass.
Okay.
I don't, everything is fine.
They're trying to make things right?
Yeah, but it's just, just learn. They just got to learn from that experience and, just get up on their game. But, yo, these old dudes be mad, yo.
What you mean?
So remember I said, I thought I was going to see Damon Wayans on the wall.
Yeah.
And I saw Damon Williams.
Damon Williams was mad?
He was mad, yo. Look, I don't be knowing everybody. Like, that's the thing. And look, I did meet him.
Right.
I just met him.
You didn't throw a shot at him. You said, I thought I was meeting Damon Williams. It was Damon Williams.
I said, I'm
wasn't
sure
a shot.
You're a fine comedian, da-da-da-da-da. But you know how, remember a couple months ago, you was like, yo, don't let the internet trick you out. The same thing happened to old dude, yo. Apparently, he is a Chicago legend. He's a comedian. Great comedian. Everybody know him. And I didn't know.
Right.
And then he get in the comments and he talking about, I ain't no fan backstage. You got amnesia. And I go to his page and I see he posted the picture with the video that I did yesterday from here. He posted a picture of me and him. I just met him. I do the New Year's Eve show with D-Ray every year in Chicago. So he was on the show. And I did meet you backstage, and you did tell me that you were a fan of mine. It's okay that you can be a fan of mine. Yo, these old niggas is wild.
You better stop with these old niggas shit. That's the last old nigga I'm going to take today.
Right. That's the last thing. Last thing I'm going to say. I'm sorry, brother. I'm going to get into your comedy. It's all right.
Nah, salute to what's his name? Damon Williams?
Yes, Damon Williams.
Chicago
legend.
legend. Salute to him. Drop a bomb for him one time.
Period.
That wasn't a shot at you yesterday, sir.
No, it was not.
It was a shot at the club. She just said she thought she was seeing Damon Williams. Things happen.
Yes.
It wasn't a shot at you. You're a very funny individual. I think I seen a show that you did one time.
Yeah, I was on the show with him, but I didn't know. I meet so many people. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know all of y'all. I don't know everybody like that.
It's all good. They'll be upset for a day.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. Now, salute to the New York Knicks. Can we drop a bomb for the New York Knicks? Charlamagne was talking yesterday that the New York Knicks needed to win that game, and they won last night. So we got one more game, then we make it into the Eastern Conference Finals. Jason Tatum, he did get injured. We'll talk about that in front page news. Now, also, Lex P and Drea Nicole will be joining us. They're the host of the Poor Minds podcast. They have a show on BET called Travel Queens, and we'll talk to them. And LoRosa was at the Diddy trial yesterday. She was there from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Damn.
So she's going to fill us in everything that happened inside.
Is she woke yet?
She just walked in. She just got in. And she's going for day 2.
Oh, Lord.
She's not as dressy as day 1. I think she realized.
I bet she not.
She had on flip-flops today. She ain't have on heels.
She come over here with no damn flip-flops on.
Well, we'll talk to her in a little bit. Front page news is next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Jess Hilarious. Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, some quick sports. The Knicks beat the Celtics last night, 121-113. They lead that series 3-1. Tatum, they're saying that he might have torn his Achilles. So we'll get, he was rushed to the hospital, they said, and they'll do a checkup today.
And Achilles is worse than hamstring, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Damn. Yes. And the Timberwolves beat the Warriors last night, 117-110. They lead that series 3-1. And just a heads up, in the NBA draft lottery, first round, Dallas got the number 1 pick. So Dallas got the number 1 pick. So they have Kyrie, they have Ant, and now we'll see what's that. Huh? Yeah, Cooper Flag from Duke. That's who they're probably going to pick up. Morning, Morgan. Sorry for the time.
Nah, you good. Let's just get right into it. How y'all doing? We good?
Yes.
All right. All right, so I'm going to just move on. All right. So more than 4 dozen Afrikaners have come into the U.S., and President Trump, he pretty much funded it. A group of 49 white Afrikaners who were granted refugee status by the Trump administration departed South Africa on Sunday night and landed at Dulles International Airport in Northern Virginia on Monday. Now, President Trump signed an executive order in February granting an exception, claiming minority Afrikaners were being treated unfairly in South Africa. During a press conference yesterday, a reporter asked, why are you creating an expedited path into the U.S. for white South African refugees, especially during a time when your administration has pretty much halted all refugee admissions? And here's what the president had to say about that.
Farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it. If it were the other way around, they'd talk about it. That would be the only story they'd talk about.
Respectfully, Mr. President, we're talking about it right now. But Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau, he welcomed the African farmers when they arrived to Dulles International Airport. The group will now have a pathway to U.S. citizenship and be eligible for government benefits. And for those who don't know, apartheid was a system of legalized racial segregation and discrimination enforced by white minority government in South Africa from 1948 to 1994. It involved separating people based on race, particularly restricting the rights of and opportunities of the black majority. And of course, the word apartheid means separateness in Afrikaans. So it seems like, if based on what the president is saying, it just seems like, it is par for the course. It is on brand.
Well, I'm just curious to see why those 4 individuals, why those 4 Africans are allowed in the country and nobody else is allowed in the country.
4 white Africans.
Oh, yeah, 4 white Africans. Yeah. You're right.
It's 49 of them.
Oh, 49 of them. But why?
Yeah, it's 49.
But why? Like, what's the deal with that? Because you're so into getting people out the country that's not here the right way. Absolutely. And this, that, and the other, but you let these 4 dozen white Afrikaners come in. It doesn't even make sense.
Maybe they have
49?
vibranium.
Oh my gosh. Is it only 49 white Africans over there in African? Because I didn't know that they were white Africans.
What?
Yeah, in South Africa, there are white Africans.
Elon Musk is a white African.
Shut
he is
up.
a white.
That's
He
a
is
fact.
white.
Yes. He's from South Africa.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
That might be all his family.
But basically, they're saying it's racist. It's racism. They're being treated unfairly by their government, and they're fleeing their country because of unfair treatment and racism.
Cooper Flag is a white African too. Did y'all know that?
Cooper Flag is?
Yeah. Y'all didn't know that, did you?
I don't know, but if that was true. I can't trust you.
You had to think about it, right? You was like, damn, he can't ball.
He can't ball. He can't play ball. And he's tall.
That makes sense, right?
There's always an exception.
People gonna be mad. People gonna be mad at me because I did not know that.
That there was white
Yes,
Africans?
I know the white Africans are very coming me like, you did not know? Like, no, I did not know.
I don't think they talk like that.
Oh, so they talk white still?
I've never heard a white African talk like that, though.
All right, call
The
up,
South
y'all.
African accent is a little different.
You
but-
want the white Africans to call up?
Yeah, I
call
wanna-
up a few white Africans.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, Morgan, we'll see you next hour.
Yeah, we'll get into something else in the next hour, but I'll keep you guys posted on this story as it develops.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. It's a new day. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up!
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
What's up, DJ Envy?
What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I like everything good. I want to speak to Jess Hilarious.
Go ahead, she's here.
Hello.
Hey, I'm the white African you talking about.
Hello. How are you? How's it been?
Everything good. I'm also the club owner in Detroit.
Yo, you an idiot. Get off the phone. Get off the phone. Idiots, yo.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's going on, Envy? What's going on, Charlamagne? What's up, Jess? Good morning. It's Rick.
Rick, what up, brother?
morning. What up, Rick?
I ain't seen you since the
What's
pod.
going on?
I ain't heard from you since the
I
podcast
know, man.
festival, man.
What's up, brother?
I know. I appreciate you signing my book, too, man. I had a
Yes,
good
sir.
time.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming out.
Hey, Charlamagne, I'm traumatized, bro.
Wow.
I'm talking to my cousin yesterday, and he's telling me that my grandfather had 7 outside kids.
Dang.
That sound about right.
that I didn't know about, though. So, Mom, this dude that I grew up thinking that was my mom's friend and my family friend is actually my uncle.
Happens
So I
all
called
the
my
time.
mom like, why didn't nobody tell me? So now I'm like, how many other people that I think are my regular friends and family that are actually my uncles and aunts?
Man, think about this.
This
How,
had-
how many of your actual cousins you probably had sex with growing up and didn't even know?
That's why I'm traumatized, because I'm like, yo, I could probably count at least one.
That's right.
That's crazy. We got to do better as people.
I mean, we do keep secrets from each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's regular though, especially if you from the South. Like that's so regular.
But then you wonder why we act so crazy sometimes. Because like we be intermingling and we don't even know we be intermingling.
That's right.
Well, that's deeply rooted, like from generations and generations back.
We be mixing up. We be inbreeding and we don't know that we thinking somebody's crazy. We're not crazy. It's just because we mixing the wrong DNA together.
Now you got a cousin licking his elbow and you don't know why.
Yo.
Yeah, you don't know why. We blaming vaccines for autism. It's because we don't know.
That is very true.
That's not all. Shut up. That's not always the case. So, God got a sense of humor too. Sometimes he just like, I'm gonna just do something different with this one. You know what I mean? Stupid. It ain't gotta be incest all the time.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I'm dialing. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm dialing. I'm
calling you. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Blessed,
how
black,
are you?
and highly favored. How are you?
I'm fine. I just want to tell everybody good morning, God bless. But I just want to really say that my heart and my soul truly aches for this country because we have a president that said on national television that the reason why he signed the executive order for those people to come over here was because they're white.
Yeah,
he did.
It was a big...
my soul really aches and my heart really aches for our country.
Yeah, listen, it was a big day for white Africans yesterday. 59 white Africans were brought into this country as refugees, and, Cooper Flag, a white African, got drafted number 1 in the NBA draft.
Cooper Flag is not white. He's not an African.
In the meantime, they're snatching people, Latinos and Mexican babies out of their mother's hands and throwing them in deportation. And this, they getting deported. This is just...
Yeah,
I truly feel the wrath of God is really about to fall upon us.
Well, let's go. I'm all for that. You know what I was thinking yesterday,
Me too. I'm ready.
You know what I was thinking yesterday, too, man? Regardless of what party you are, regardless of what your race is, your gender, your sexuality, if you're an American, all you should want is for your president to uphold the Constitution. And a lot of a lot of things we're seeing are just simply unconstitutional, and it shouldn't be a matter of party or anything else for you as an American to be able to call that up.
And one more thing I want to say is the young man who was shot by the policeman and his father ran over the policeman.
Yes.
I don't condone violence, but I do understand. The only thing I wish is if you're going to kill somebody that killed their son, kill the person that killed your son.
Well, let's not kill nobody.
Right.
Well, that's true too. You're right about that. But that's all. Who are we to tell that man how to feel or how to react after his son was murdered?
Oh, I believe it was temporary insanity. I 100% believe that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
He lost it. His son passed, and he absolutely positively lost
I 100% believe it was a temporary insanity.
Get it off your chest.
Sorry,
800.
You hung. I was ready to apologize again to her, and I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm like, yo, hung up on her too.
Sorry, ma'am. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got the latest with Loren coming up. Loren got on slippers again today, flip-flops.
I always walk in with flip-flops. I have on heels. Don't play with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You downplay this outfit like I'm not over here all wang. Don't play with me.
Why you got a fat suit on?
This is not a fat suit.
It's
my
scuba gear. The girls that know.
You going swimming?
You want me to look like you so bad. You want me to look like you so bad.
You want to dive into this Diddy case, huh? You want scuba gear today?
Dive into this Diddy case. It's crazy. Now I'm on a swim team. Leave me alone.
Oh my God.
We're going to get into it. Yesterday, y'all, first time ever in this case, I felt like, all right, I don't know, Diddy might be able to walk on home a little bit. Yo, yes, his legal team, mind you, it was only day 1, so this is very premature emotion.
People don't know, you were there from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
It was 9 a.m. till we left court at 5, but I left around 6:30 because outside there's so much happening. So but it's very premature. It was the first day of the opening statements and the first couple witness testimonies. But if his legal team, Brian Steele and them, go down and do everything that they did yesterday for the rest of this case, the prosecution ain't ready.
Well, salute the Diddy legal team. Brian Steele
ready.
and Top Dog Law. Let's go, baby.
Top Dog, yo, they tired of that.
Top Dog Law.
I want to know. So when the guy said he urinated, right?
Man, we're
gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
All right, we'll get that when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. All right, let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren becoming a straight fast.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Okay, so yesterday in court, Diddy, the opening statements took place. So the opening statements took place. The prosecutors went first. The prosecutors are the people who want Diddy locked up. Then Diddy's team, the defendants, came after that. Now the prosecutors came out swinging. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like they revealed so many different things that we had never heard before. They told us that Cassie will testify this week. Her husband Alex Fine was in the courtroom yesterday, and I saw him in the lunchroom. So I thought she might have actually got on scene yesterday, but it didn't happen.
Did you see Cassie yesterday? Or no?
I didn't see Cassie, but I saw her husband
in the lunchroom too.
You gotta eat. If you leave if you leave out, you might miss your chance to go back into the courtroom because only but so many people can go in. So I stay.
Food?
It's all right. It's cool. We'll get you through. So they told us that Cassie will testify this week, and they talked about what her testimony may be. So they dropped a big bomb when they mentioned that Cassie will testify that a male escort performed a sexual act that required him to urinate. That would stop people in their tracks for sure.
Required him to urinate, like just pee, like he just had to pee.
It was where he went.
He urinated
on her.
On her.
Yeah.
You say that?
On her. Okay, I'm saying it the way I was told to say it.
Okay.
So that was the first thing, which people were like, "Wait, what?" And then the second thing, the prosecutors basically are making, like we knew they would, making Puff to be out this like angry man who like just can't control himself or whatever. So they go straight into a Cassie incident, but it's not the video. They talk about a time where Cassie decided, I guess she got upset that Diddy was dealing with other women. She decided to go deal with somebody else, so she dipped. Puff was coming. He came. He's looking for her. Can't find her. He grabs his gun. Two of his staff members, one of the staff members said that she did not want to go, and allegedly she was forced to go. So they labeled that kidnapping. And they went to this man's house looking for Cassie. In this rage, Cassie wasn't there, and it was like all hell broke loose. But the peeing thing was a huge thing. Now Diddy's team came real quick on their opening statements and said, "Look." And I thought their opening statements, to be honest with y'all, were weak. Diddy's team, I thought, like, okay, all they did was own up to everything. They're like, look. He was angry. He can't control his anger. He, might have abused drugs and been a horrible boyfriend. Y'all gonna hear text messages and audios that make him sound like a horrible person, and that he may have been. All of the most horrible things you could think about him when it comes to how he dealt with the women in his life, he's owning up to it. But when it comes to these charges, one thing has nothing to do with the other. You're not going to be able to look at him at the end of this case and say that because of any audio, any video you see, or anything that we are telling you right now that is despicable. They admitted it. Like, if he was guilty of domestic violence, we wouldn't be arguing today. I mean, if he was charged with domestic violence, we wouldn't be arguing today. If he was charged with abuse in a certain way, we wouldn't be arguing today. But because he's charged with everything else, the sex trafficking and all these other things, we're here because he's not guilty of that.
I was going to ask you, the fact that he went to somebody's house, that he's not being charged for that, though, right?
I think the reason why the prosecutors open up with that is because they're trying to show that he can't be controlled, and there's like this jealous rage that they allege happen whenever it comes to him and his women, or whenever he doesn't get his way. The prosecutors' overall theme was, you can't tell Diddy no, because if you tell him no, you don't know what might happen to you. He'll threaten your career, blah 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 blah.
But he's not on trial for that, and that was so interesting when I saw the defense from Diddy's team at Top Dog Law. He was saying that they were saying just because it's immoral doesn't mean it's criminal. I don't know if the jury's going to be able to separate the two, though.
Okay, so look, getting into that, this is why I was low-key impressed yesterday. So then they start calling witnesses to the stand. So they call this guy. Which witness y'all want to go with first, the male escort or the LAPD officer?
Whatever's more entertaining.
The male
They're
escort.
both entertaining.
The male escort.
Okay, so the male escort gets on the stand, right?
Black.
Black male
Describe
escort.
him.
Yes, he's a black man. He's like probably like 5'7", really stocky, like, you know, muscle. I could tell when he walked in, I'm like, oh, he must be like a dancer or something. Oh, no. Charlamagne's body could never.
Okay.
He's like a dancer or something. So he gets on the
never
stand.
seen me with my shirt off, man.
Let her finish, please.
Baby, listen, look at you sitting over. Sit up. Looking all pudgy. So he's on the stand.
I know you ain't talking with that Vera Wayne fat suit, though.
So he's on the stand and he's describing his relationship with Cassie and Diddy. And he's saying that, you know, up until a few years ago, in New York, whenever they would come here, they would call him because he would engage in different sexual acts with them, right? Allegedly. So he's like, every single time he got the phone call, it was from Cassie. The way that he met them was through his boss. So his boss came to him one day and said, look, I have this couple who wants to do something for the wife. It's a bachelorette party. They need a male stripper. They didn't have a male stripper, so he went. He shows up in an NYPD t-shirt and he says, Cassie, he alleges, Cassie opens the door. She's in red lingerie. She's in a wig, dark glasses, and pumps. And she's like, listen, your boss told me that I'm supposed to give you $200. And this is what he's alleging. And instead, she gives him $4,000. She's like, I want to explain to you what's about to happen. So this is not a bachelorette party. My husband likes to do special things for me. He wanted to do this for my birthday. He just wants us to like rub baby oil on each other and, you know, just kind of like get familiar with each other. And whatever happens from there, if you're comfortable, I'm open to it. So he's like, okay. So he goes in. He says when he walked in on like just
okay.
He literally said Cassie was one of the most beautiful women he ever seen in his life. He couldn't even believe that it was happening like this. So he walks in and he alleges that Puff was there sitting in the room, but you couldn't tell it was him because he had a bandana tied around his face and he had a hat on and he was sitting in the corner. So he says, but he did say the minute that Diddy opened his mouth to like say something,
take that.
I don't know what he said.
Oh, sorry,
it was probably like just an introduction of like he said he told him he worked in import to exports. So when he said that, he said, I instantly caught the voice. And I'm like, well, how did you catch the voice? He said, I've been listening to this man majority of my whole life. So he said that they got into it. He says that they were rubbing each other with the oils. There was other lubricant there as well. And that him and Cassie had sex on the couch in that hotel allegedly. And that the whole time Puff sat in the corner and masturbated.
Executive producer. That's what he calls it.
And he did say
shut up, man.
he did say that, you know, he never Puff never got involved, but he was telling them what to do at different times.
That's how we know he don't make beats.
And he also made it clear too that when on the first time that they linked up, Cassie told him like, you have nothing to worry about. My husband is not gay. He's not going to touch you. He's not going to whatever. He just, you know, he might tell us what to do or whatever, but he's not going to be. It's just going to be us doing the physical things. He said that they linked up a lot more times after that. His payments would range anywhere from like $6,000 to like $4,000 or $5,000 depending on what they wanted to give him. He said sometimes he would even show up and wouldn't even get paid, but he was just like, I just like being a part of this lifestyle. But he did say that there was two things he said. He said one time he couldn't get hard anymore because he went to Cassie's house. They got comfortable with him. He came to Cassie's house. When he was there, Cassie and Diddy was in the room. He was outside in the living room. Diddy comes out and goes off on Cassie, like allegedly beats her up bad because she took a long time to come back in the room to him. And he said after he saw that was his first time seeing her get physically like touched. He couldn't even engage in sexual activity with the two of them. And they haven't gotten to cross-examine him yet. Like Diddy's team started and then they had to stop.
What about the urination?
The urination thing. So he randomly was just like recounting their experiences, and he just came out and said, yeah, like, because they were asking him, what are some of the things you would have to do? He said, well, one time Cassie asked me to, you know, urinate
on her.
On her. And now we all gasping like, oh, wait. Because the prosecutors...
Oh, so Cassie asked him, not Diddy.
Exactly. Because the prosecutors opened up that literally probably like 15 minutes before that. The prosecutors were like, Cassie is going to tell you that Diddy allegedly made this escort urinate on her. That there's an escort sitting in front of us sworn in on the stand saying, no, Cassie told me to do that.
And this is what I was talking about yesterday when I said they're about to put Cassie through it. And I hope her husband isn't hearing anything he didn't already know.
Yeah,
right.
You know, because if not, that gonna make for some very awkward moments at home.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know that your wife
got
urinated on and then found this out in court,
it's a lot.
Could you handle that?
But let me tell you, not only because he had left, he was in the back of the court and then he went. I think they took up to like a back room. But the all the Diddy kids are there, right? So his daughters are there. I was sitting behind them. It was awkward for me to watch them have to listen to all of this. After he started, the male escort started getting into a lot of the masturbation and stuff, they got up and left.
Who told them to leave? Did he say leave or?
No, Diddy didn't tell them to leave. I don't know if there was a conversation or not. I looked up from writing and I saw them get up, so I don't know. But I know that they were like checking on each other throughout. I saw them ask like Christian at one point, like, "You okay?" Because they brought Kim into this as well, like having conversations about the jealousy that was between Puff and Cassie, because the defense is just trying to paint this as like this was just a jealous, toxic relationship, and it started with Diddy not being able to leave Kim alone up until the time of her passing.
And Misa was there too, right?
Misa was there. I saw
she was
Kim's,
with a walker. She had a walker,
but she's okay.
What happened to her?
Her leg is just broke. She'll be in a boot today, from what I'm told, but she's okay though. It's not like anything like super. I mean, broken leg is serious, but it can heal, so she'll be good. But there's more. I got to bring this back at the top of the next hour.
I got more questions when we come back, because I want to know what Diddy was doing during all of this.
Okay,
what was his body language like?
Got you. And then the kids were giving off some of the languages as well too, because when that male escort said that part about Cassie, Christian and Justin, like the way that they looked at each other, like finally somebody saying
they feel like telling the truth.
That's what it felt like. That's not what they said, but that's what it felt like. So we'll come back on the top of the next hour, because there's a whole nother witness, and they broke this witness down on the stand.
All right, Loren LoRosa, the latest with Loren. Now, if you're just joining us, she was actually in court yesterday, so she's breaking down what she's seen, what she heard. We'll get back to her in the next latest with Loren, which will happen in about 40 minutes. So don't go anywhere. We got front page news coming up, and she's going to court today too, right? You going to court today?
Yeah. As soon as I leave here.
All right, we got front page news next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ, NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. Last night, the Timberwolves beat the Warriors. They lead that series 3-1. And the Knicks beat the Celtics 121-113. They lead the series 3-1. Tatum was injured. They're assuming it's a torn Achilles, but we'll find out today.
Yeah, Achilles or ACL. You could tell that when that happened. The New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to end up playing the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. It's going to be a great series, but the Knicks are going to go to the NBA Finals.
I think so, too. Nice. And also, yesterday, NBA draft, Dallas got first pick, so that means Dallas has Kyrie, Ant, and now Cooper
Flag. Let me tell you something. Dallas had a 1.8% chance of winning the NBA draft. With those odds, they were supposed to have the number 11 pick, and they end up with number 1. NBA, you have to make the jig look less obvious. Can you make the rigging look less obvious? Okay, Mavericks traded Luka to the Lakers last year. None of us could understand why. Now we know, because they got promised Anthony Davis and a guarantee for the number 1 pick in the draft, which everyone knew would be the white African Cooper Flag. Not a coincidence that 59 white African refugees were brought into this country yesterday, and Cooper Flag, who was a white African, got drafted number 1. And if you don't believe he's a white African, well, guess what? He is the first white American basketball player with superstar potential that's a male. So either way, they rigged it to put him in the best possible situation.
They definitely seem like they rigged that.
Y'all trying to create the next Larry Bird. We're going to see what that white African does next year, though.
He's not African, but good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. If I can add to your sports, Michael Jordan will be joining NBC's NBA coverage this fall. So the network announced on Monday that the global icon will be a special contributor. And in a statement, Jordan said the NBA on NBC was a meaningful part of his career, and he's excited about being a special contributor on the project. So the NBA will be back on NBC for the first time since 2002, and the league and network reached an 11-year deal last summer. So look forward to seeing all of that.
Michael Jordan must be bored. He must just want something to do.
He needed to. We never really hear him talk. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another thing too. Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, because I mean, he's one of the greatest basketball player ever. So I mean,
yeah, I don't gotta say much. Talent speaks for itself. But yeah, we would love to hear the commentary around basketball.
Why not? The NFL's GOAT is a commentator, Tom Brady. So why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally. All right, moving on. This comes as President Trump is looking to bring down prescription drug and pharmaceutical prices on the home front. He told a story about a very rich but overweight friend that he has who is on the fat shot. Many are speculating that he's talking He's talking about Ozempic. Now, Trump said his friend told him that he goes to London to get the fat shot, which is $88 in London, because here in New York, he would pay $1,300. Now, Trump signed an executive order yesterday that aims to slash prices in the U.S. to what other developed countries pay. Now, Trump said the U.S. will no longer subsidize the health care of other countries, and he's also targeting other practices that inflate drug prices. So the U.S. often pays as much as 3 times more than other developed nations for prescription drugs. And so let's take a listen to the president's commentary around this issue.
Basically, what we're doing is equalizing. There's a new word that I came up with, which I think is probably the best word. We're going to equalize. We're all going to pay the same. We're going to pay what Europe's going to pay. Big Pharma will either abide by this principle voluntarily or will use the power of the federal government to ensure that we are paying the same price as other countries.
So the president called the executive order one of the most consequential in the country's history. It seems like
Morgan, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, he's doing it as an executive order, but didn't Biden Harris actually do the Inflation Reduction Act, which lowered prescription drug costs and made health insurance more affordable? So that was actual legislation. So I'm wondering, why does he have to sign an executive order for legislation that's already in place? Or am I getting this wrong?
I'm not sure that you're getting it wrong. Maybe the confusion is around the fact that we're talking about affordable health care and drug prices within the country versus us comparing ourselves to others, which is, I think this is the difference in that. So, but either way, just bring the prices of drugs and prescriptions down. I mean, so that they are affordable for people, whether we got to compare ourselves to other countries or it's just
I agree. I just thought that I thought we were already there. Like, you know, I mean, the insulin being $35 a month, you know, like
no, there's still more work to be done for sure.
Oh, okay.
Especially, look, according to the president with the fat shot. Hello.
Yeah, I just want somebody to explain to me. Like, I just want to know what did he do yesterday that the Inflation Reduction Act hasn't already done. That's what I want to know.
And the White House says the problems at Newark, New Jersey airport fall squarely on the shoulders of the Biden administration. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said the airport is using equipment that's old, and it looks like it's off the set of the movie Apollo 13, and that's dangerous. Let's take a listen.
The outage also interrupted the phone line and radio frequencies for a very short period. This is how controllers talk to pilots. I'll be requesting an OIG investigation into the failures of the last administration. We're using equipment that looks like it's off the Apollo 13 set.
Duffy said former transportation head Pete Buttigieg, who was under the Biden administration, ignored problems with the airport's telecommunication lines. He also said there are temporary software fixes in place, but also warned that it will take time to modernize the airport and flights will have to be reduced. So, yeah, not as many flights coming out of Newark as a result of this. And I'm almost certain that it's like we see these issues with every little thing, and Newark is just the first one, right? So I'm sure there will be probably an overhaul of many other airports and their systems as well.
They announced, they said one, listen to what I'm saying, one air traffic controller and a trainee are going to operate every flight in and out of Newark between 6:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m., even though you need 15 staffers being the standard requirement for a shift. But one traffic controller and one trainee will operate every flight in and out of Newark between 6:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. That's insane.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And authorities have suggested, not using Newark right now if you can manage to use crazy.
So why don't they just shut it down? Like what?
That's what it feels like they should do.
Like just shut the airport down.
Well, they would lose. I guess these airlines would lose so much money.
They would, but if
it's like
if there's a chance you could die.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you're getting canceled anyway. They're getting delayed. They're being pushed to other airports anyway. So it doesn't make sense. Just shut it down.
Clock it, Jess. Clock it. All right.
And, and during that time, it was like 168 to 180 planes are scheduled to take off and land. Crazy. And you got one air traffic controller. I just don't see what?
He gonna be stressed out.
The room for error is zero.
That's exactly, and that's essentially why the other air traffic controllers walked off the job. I think it was 3 or 4 of them that walked off the job, and that was just for 90 seconds of the systems being down for 90 seconds. They said they were so stressed out because they just felt like, well, what can they do when the system went out for 90 seconds, that they walked off the job. They are like dealing with trauma in therapy and stuff like that right now, like because they're like, the pressure, the amount of pressure of, you want to be responsible in a role like that. Goodness. But,
All right. Well,
that's your front page news. Of course, always. That's your front page news. Follow me on social at Morgan Media and follow more news coverage at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. All right, y'all. Have a great one.
You too now. All right, now when we come back, the ladies from Poor Minds Podcast, Lex P and Dre and Nicole will be joining us. They have a 4-episode docuseries on BET called Travel Queens, and we'll talk to them next, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
My girls.
Lex P and Dre and Nicole. Poor Minds Podcast. What's up, guys?
We're back.
Long
We're
time.
back again.
I know.
How y'all feeling?
Great.
Good.
Really good.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Happy to see y'all.
Yes, it's been too long.
It has.
Y'all got the new show, Travel Queens. First of all, I'm happy to see y'all just evolving. Poor Minds Podcast is a hit. Poor Minds Podcast evolving. Now y'all got the Travel Queens TV show on BET. It's a docu-series. How'd that come about?
Also, the production company Cocoa Butter, they actually reached out to us because they wanted us to audition for it, because they had us and I think some other, maybe 2 or 3 other friend groups in mind. So we auditioned for it. They loved us, and then we got it, and we started filming maybe a month after.
Yeah, it was
and then
really
we filmed
quick.
the whole show in 2 weeks.
Cocoa Butter. I know that's a black woman on production.
Yeah.
company.
No, it's actually not.
It's not.
No.
It's a white guy and a black Ian and Tim. Shout out to Ian and Tim.
They smart.
Yeah.
So what is Travel Queens about? Where y'all going? What y'all doing?
So we went to 4 different cities. We went to Cartagena, Mexico City, Key West, and Charleston. So it's basically really showing young black millennials, Gen Zers, especially women, how to travel, where to go eat, where to find other black people when you travel, and just how to be safe and have a good time. I think right now in media, I won't say right now, but I feel like a lot of stuff that we're seeing in the media with black women is who fighting, throwing drinks in people's face. So I really think it's refreshing to see 2 black women who are really friends, just having good, innocent fun. We're not talking about men and dating and gender wars and all this stuff. It's just good fun.
But what about the ladies that are watching it? Well, how am I going to be able to fly myself out?
Don't start. We have graduated from that.
But y'all flying yourself out on this show.
No, but actually, BET and Cocoa Butter flew us out.
That's right. But I will say, so a lot of the stuff too is it's budget friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Charleston. You know what I'm
That's
saying? You can do a road trip. We went to Key West, so you can drive to Key West. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to necessarily fly. It's not like we're doing extremely expensive things, to be honest. So I think if you budget, it's not like we're doing luxurious things and going to the Maldives and staying at the Four Seasons. It's very budget friendly stuff.
Yeah, and I think that was the point of the show. They wanted to make everybody feel okay, I can come here and I don't have to spend a lot of money to have a good time.
So if a guy was flying y'all out, would y'all still want to go to those destinations? That y'all
but I probably would have did something different. I ain't gonna lie.
Charleston is beautiful though.
I mean, Charleston is
Key
beautiful,
West.
but I'm not getting.
Key West is one of them little ducked off. I remember
it is.
I've been taken to Key West before.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, I wasn't flew out by Cocoa Butter, but yes. But that usually the older gentlemen fly you out.
Yes, it's a very quiet town. You can definitely sneak off there with an old man.
I had never been to Key West before. That was my first time. It was, it was cool.
Water blue.
The water was blue. That's a fact.
That's what Little took you. Little took you to Key West.
Tell us Little because they're gonna be confused.
So I just told them that when the older guys perform fellatio, they don't really know.
Congolingus.
The congolingus?
Congolingus.
Okay, when they doing that, they say Leo, because they don't have teeth anymore. They trying to figure out where it is, especially the ones with glasses. When they slip down on the nose and they say Leo.
They be doing it with the glasses.
I like that.
Yeah, because they have to be able to see. A lot
I
of
feel
them
like
can't
it's gonna
see.
get a little foggy from the body heat.
Just a little bit.
I like that. I don't need me little.
Little.
Now.
Yes, you'll find it in Key West next time y'all go.
So out of the 4 cities y'all went to, which one did you like the best and why?
Mexico City.
I
We
know
say
it.
that every
Why?
time. Because it was just so nice. I feel like it's so many black expats that are moving there from the United States. So it's a lot of black people out there. We went to an R&B night while we were out there. We went to a black vegan restaurant. It reminded me a lot of the United States, but just in Mexico City. I feel like out of everywhere that we went, that was my favorite place.
I'm not gonna lie, I keep saying that Charleston surprised me too. Like,
why?
I've never been to Charleston.
why?
And I have a really close friend of mine that lives out there, and he's been trying to get me to come out there forever. And I was like, what is in Charleston? Like, isn't that a dance? Like, I was like, I'm not going out there. Charleston, y'all know, isn't that the dance? What is it? That's not,
we
okay,
found
we
out
did.
that wasn't the dance.
But I was so surprised. Like, people be taking the nice boats out.
Yes,
the
ma'am.
food is good. I had a ball in Charleston. Like, I'm actually planning a trip to go back for a
Charleston
weekend.
is beautiful. That's home.
Mexico City
is
is nice
beautiful.
too, though.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lot of people moving there. Yeah, that's
It
where
is.
my husband's family's from there.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that's right, husband. Period.
Mexico.
Yeah, he from Mexico.
I knew that already.
Okay, because he tried it.
Do y'all both like to travel already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
for
we
sure.
already traveled together a lot anyway. So we felt like that's why it was the perfect show for us.
Y'all get tired of each other at all? Like, you know what? You go your way, I'll go my way.
Absolutely.
She was gonna say no. She was like, no. She was like, absolutely not.
We're neighbors, so I can walk.
We literally live in Atlanta. I live in a building right here, and her building is right here.
Damn.
And the unit that I used to live in, she could see my apartment from the
I'd be
pool,
like-
so she would be like waving at me from the pool.
Y'all
do
gotta
that on
watch her.
purpose?
No, she
I
did
followed her. I
that.
followed her. I did. Because they started building a building. I said, I'm finna move right next door to my sweetie poo.
See, I love that. I would love to live with my best friend. Yeah.
Y'all get tired of
I be
each
like,
other? Like,
I
you know
borrow
what?
some sugar.
You know what's crazy? I think when we were younger and the show first started, we didn't have any direction. We didn't know what we wanted to do. We're going through growing pains, but now it's like she's 34, I'm 35. We grown women.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to fight about. And honestly, I think it's so crazy when people have podcasts and they make so much money and they be arguing. We ain't got,
What we got to be mad about?
good. Right. You know, we have so much fun. Like, to be able to travel the world with your best friend and have a business, it's great. It's fun.
How is it when y'all get in relationships, though?
Oh, I feel like we do a really good job of still keeping the balance of our friendship and still being in a relationship. Like, we always find the time to hang with each other, to go to dinner, to talk on the phone.
As crazy as it is, because the podcast, we do talk about dating a lot, we are really not male-centered women. And a lot of people think that because we talk about dating so much on the show, but we really not. Like, we like to be, like, last year we went to Turks for her birthday. We wasn't inviting them. We went to Miami one year for my birthday.
Yeah.
Like, we just go on trips by ourselves. We're not like, oh, our boyfriends have to come. Or if we go to dinner, it's not like, oh, bring your man. It's none of that.
We have
None
a
of
good
that.
balance for sure.
So y'all still boot up?
You know.
You know.
You know.
Wow. You know.
They watching right now like, damn.
Crazy.
It's in
Damn.
a rocky place. It's in a rocky place. We gonna see what happens.
It's complicated. We're figuring it out.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? Because I feel like it happened simultaneously. Like,
It
at the same
did.
time for both of us. We started kind of going through a transition and a breakup at the same time. So.
But it's not like in the bad space.
No, yeah, it's not.
Like, we're cool. It's cool. We're figuring it out type
Do
situation.
y'all talk each other up like, girl, leave him, or I'm gonna leave him if you leave him, or if you know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? No, I'm really like that friend where when she calls me and she talks to me about what's going on in her relationship and stuff, I'm just always like, okay, girl, well, you know, do what you want to do. I try to be supportive of what she want to do, as long as it's not a physically violent situation or something that you need to leave that's abusive or anything like that. I try to be supportive of my friends, because I get it. When you love somebody, you want to stay with your man. It's hard out here. Y'all all married. Y'all all got y'all.
I was gonna say, we are not
Y'all
all
know
men.
No.
We are. Oh, all right. She's like, cause y'all all men.
I ain't heard that one in a long time, Jess.
I know, you're right.
I was saying y'all all married. I don't know why I stuttered.
You was just in love last year, Lex.
I still am in love.
Oh,
I'm very much in love. Like I said, it's just a situation. We're figuring it out. I don't, you know, but I think we're both so focused on our careers right now. And I know it sounds so cliche, but I'm just a person. He's an amazing guy. If we're meant to be together, we're going to be together. So I'm just not putting pressure on it. You know what I mean? So it's cool. We're going to figure it out, you know?
We're still kicking it with the host of Poor Minds Podcast, Lex P. and Dre and Nicole. They have a new show on BET called Travel Queen. Charlamagne?
What have y'all learned about yourselves from doing the podcast?
For me, I would say transparency and vulnerability is healing. When I first started doing the show, I think that I always have kind of had more of a closed off personality. I've always been a little bit more private than Lick. She's always been like an open book on the show, and I never used to want to talk about things that I was going through because I felt like it was a sign of weakness. And I've just always had this thing where I don't want people to look at me like, you know, I'm weak or whatever. So I think that now I'm in a space where I enjoy telling my story. I enjoy telling people the things that I'm going through because I feel like it can help other people get through similar things, or, you know, just being transparent to me is just very important at this point in my life because I don't know. I just
want to be transparent.
I don't want to get emotional. Yeah. I don't want to get emotional a little bit, but like I lost my dad, and it was something that was, thank you. It was something that was really, really hard for me to talk about on the show. But I wish that back then I had the same mindset because I feel like I was dealing with so much by myself. Yeah. And when I started talking about it on the show, it was just so many people and such an outpouring of love. People saying, I've been through the same thing. I can understand where you're coming from. So that's what I've learned over the years about myself. I think that I really enjoy now telling people what I'm going through instead of just feeling like I have to go through everything by myself.
But you, Le?
I think with me, I am such like a loud personality, and I think a lot of times I would try to hide that from people, and I just embrace who I am. Like, I'm not the sexy girl that's doing all this. Like, I'm a tomboy. I like to be loud, have fun. So I really got confidence about myself because I'm like, this is who I am. I think for when I first started like being on social media, I was like doing the bikini pics and posing by the pool. And I'm like, girl, this is not you at all. So I've really been able to embrace myself and be like, you know what? You the loud homegirl, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to fit into this box of what you think that a woman is supposed to be. Because people always love to say, because I know you hear this a lot. They be like, oh, funny women aren't pretty, or you have to either you funny or you're pretty. You can't be both. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I used to try to lean into being the pretty girl, and then I would try to lean to be the funny girl. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have to be in anybody's box. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you always been sexy. You just don't give off sex. Like you said, like you're just not prissy. You're just
well, we talked about this on the show. Like, there's a difference between like having sex appeal and like being attractive. Like Drea just is like sexy. You know what I'm saying? She's just walking around. She's like, hey, oh, you know, it's just that's how she is.
You can have both though.
Yeah, you can have both. You know, like I said, I just think like being sexy. That's just not my lane. It really must.
Sex appeal is something that's just from the inside. I feel like
and I just think like that's not a part of my personality, but that's okay. It's not. I'm not saying I'm unattractive. I'm a baddie. Uncle Baddie. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I've been more comfortable like being in my skin and who I am, for sure.
Growing out loud is hard.
Yes.
You know, and that's what y'all been doing the last 7 years on that podcast.
Literally. Like going through everything. Like she said, she lost her dad. I lost my mom. Going through breakups, and then it's like, you know, we be like, oh, we in love, and then the next month we talking about a different dude, and they're like, oh my god, you got a new dude already.
You do too. And they doing the same thing.
Y'all doing the same thing.
Just nobody watching. They tune in,
but nobody cares about you. You know, and people not in your business. So
it's
I
hard
think,
sometimes.
going through relationships and growing pains, and I've always been honest about my financial status too, because I always say when I moved to Atlanta I had $3 because I 100% did. Like, I wasn't lying. So I think it's important to be transparent, especially as a black woman in this industry. I feel like we always try to hide what we making, because I'm like, oh, this company signed up for your ass, how much they paying you, because this is how much they paying us. Let's make sure that they not you know what I'm saying? So I think that with the platform that we have, it's like, yeah, we've grown in front of the camera, but like she said, being open and vulnerable has helped us 1,000%.
For sure.
How was Columbia? How was that?
You know what?
It was really fun.
It was.
I had a good time. So that was my second time going to Columbia. My first time going to Cartagena, because the first
Columbia, the country.
Yeah.
Good cocaine out there.
Now how you know?
You said that to me in my DMs when you seen I was in Columbia.
Now you out of line. You are crazy. That pure white.
I am weak. So yeah, but I mean, funny enough, I think that's what people think of though. When you think of going to Colombia, you think of the cartel and stuff. Because like I said, I went to Medellin a few years ago to get my teeth done, and I was scared to leave from the area where my hotel was and where my doctor
that
was.
Crazy?
I mean, I was just nervous to travel around because that's what you hear about Colombia. So when we went to Cartagena, I had a really, really good time, and then especially with us going to Palenque, which is the first free black city especially in the Americas, it was just so, that it's Afro-Latinos in a lot of these countries. But when we were in Palenque, we felt like we were somewhere in Ghana, in Nigeria. Like these people look like our cousins, our family members. It was just amazing being there and being submerged in the culture.
Why'd you go all the way to Colombia to get your teeth done?
Because it was cheaper.
Oh, okay,
that's right.
I think here it was like 30,000. I'm getting a little money, but back then I was trying to save a little coin.
People get them done here, they just all the same size, like the extra larges. Like nobody ever asks for the mediums or
somebody
the
said they got the front. They get front teeth for the whole row.
The whole size, like how all your teeth the same size. Like,
or they get the top done and don't get the bottom done.
And it's like, come on,
they need that Klarna.
You gotta get the texture. Like I think that's why my teeth look so natural, because he made like the texture in my teeth or whatever.
And how do men treat y'all when they see y'all from outside of where y'all usually are, outside of Atlanta?
What you mean?
What do you mean?
Because Atlanta, they see beautiful women, but sometimes they might not see that in Colombia, like Americans.
Damn.
Like that.
DJ Envy says Colombia got ugly women. That's the headline. DJ Envy says all women in Colombia are busted.
You know what? I feel like
usually when you go out the country and they see American women, they treat American women differently because they don't usually see American women like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like whenever we go anywhere, I really can't tell the difference, because I feel like everywhere we go, we kind of draw attention. I know that sounds bad, but it's like everywhere we go, we're used to people like being like, oh my God, I know y'all from the pod, or oh my God, or saying hey. And then when we were in Colombia, it's a little different because we had cameras around us.
Got you.
So of course people are like looking and saying stuff and being, so it's kind of hard to tell the difference between, people, how they treat us outside of Atlanta versus anywhere, because I feel like everywhere we go now, people kind of recognize us. So it's not really like we're getting treated differently per se, if that makes sense.
When you said they you were scared of how they were gonna edit y'all and make y'all look, were y'all allowed to be in the room during the editing process, or you just liked y'all trusted them and you just liked the way they ended up editing the episodes?
Yeah, we didn't know anything, girl. We've seen everything when everybody else seen it. We didn't know how they were gonna edit it.
We still watching we was on the plane last night watching the episode for the first time.
So are y'all nervous for every episode that comes out? Like, okay.
You know what? Well, I'm not nervous now. I was nervous of how my body was gonna look, because I just lost 30 pounds. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay. So when we shot, I weighed like 205.
Okay.
So I was so nervous. I kept saying, oh my gosh, I hope, because I have like a little belly on me, so whenever I gain weight, like people always tend to think I'm pregnant. They be like, Lex pregnant. I'm like, oh my God, can I just have a little shot of tequila?
Yeah.
I had a little, little enchilada, you know what I'm saying? So I was really more so nervous about my body after I saw the first episode, but I was like, okay, body T.
How'd you lose the 30?
She looks good.
That trip to Colombia? That pure coke, or what was it?
You say what?
How'd you lose the 30 pounds?
Oh, no, honestly, I used to be a girl. I used to do everything under the sun. The first time I went to Colombia, it was for my BBL. So y'all talking about, y'all know Colombia for the coke. I know Colombia for them good doctors. But I just did it natural this time. I was doing a lot of cardio, eating healthy. I feel like, and I feel better now. I think I'm getting older, and I'm just I'm not dissing people who do take other routes, but I just had to do it for my
It wasn't the
health reason.
Ozempic.
It wasn't the Ozempic. I don't like needles. I couldn't do that to myself, but no Ozempic.
We're still kicking it with the host of Poor Minds Podcast, Lex P. and Drea Nicole. Now, I need some advice. I have a single friend.
Uh-oh.
She has a closet full of wigs.
Terrible wigs, too.
Curly.
Make sure you say terrible wigs.
Oh, you know who the friend is.
I do, sadly.
She has a bunch of wigs. Curly, one day is straight, different colors. She's funny, she's smart. She switches up her wigs like a Netflix series. But when it comes to dating, she doesn't seem like she can find the right guy. She doesn't know if guys get intimidated or if they're just confused. How would you suggest she meet somebody to secure a relationship? Because time is running out and so are her wigs.
Damn.
But why did you include the stuff about the wigs?
That's what I was about to ask. What do the
wigs could be a part of
it.
You think the wig might be the reason why she can't find a man?
I mean, think about it. Just think that I'm sure that y'all felt like y'all had to change about yourselves a little bit, and it probably made them, made the bait a little stronger for the fish.
Okay.
Well, what kind of men is she trying to date? Because they say they like bad wigs.
They
White
do.
people.
The white. They love a crunchy.
Maybe
the white
she not dating in the right pool.
They love a crunchy stale wig. My wigs used to be crunchy. I could not keep the Bretts off of me.
God, they love a stiff wig.
Oh, they do. But I will say this: we were actually just having this conversation.
We was literally just talking about this.
They do.
They love a stiff wig.
They have that saying, "Hard wig, soft life."
So you're saying
I didn't make that up, Charlamagne.
I ain't never heard this in my
They do
life.
say that.
They say that.
maybe she should look at white.
A different pool. She's in the wrong pool.
She might be in the wrong pool, one, but I will say, we were just telling our producer this, and I was saying, like, when you get your look together and you feel confident in yourself, it doesn't even matter. Like, whatever makes you feel good, you're going to attract the right person. I enjoy being polished. I used to have a stiff wig or two. You know what I'm
still
saying?
got one of them in
She
my
does.
house.
She does. But
For memories
Her
or like
wig.
for what?
I told her, I said when she wins her first Emmy, I'm gonna put it on eBay in auction.
Oh,
Because it's gonna be.
it still got the ponytail
It's
in
gonna be a
it.
collector's item, and it still has the scrunchie on it and everything. It's in a ponytail.
We gonna have to
know
open
what?
up the phones at some point because I don't believe that. I've never heard the white men like stiff
They
wigs.
do.
If
You said stiff wig, hard life.
Yeah.
Hard wig,
soft
soft
life.
life.
Who told you this?
I lived it. I lived it. I'm serious. If you go look on TikTok right now and type hard wig, soft life, you're going to see nothing but interracial couples.
So why didn't you stick with the white man then?
Because I wanted a man.
You wanted a hard life?
I wanted a hard life with a hard man. I wanted to struggle with my black kings. I wanted to struggle. I wanted to hold it down.
She wanted to struggle with some raw Indian.
Did any of the
my
teachings
God.
of Dr. Umar influence you to dump that white man?
You know what? People hate when I say this. I love Dr. Umar.
I do too.
A king. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never.
First of all,
I haven't.
Where did you
I'm
come from?
so excited to meet you.
Y'all know Loren
They talking about me. Talking about I got a bag wig, can't find it. Man, first of all, stop playing with me in this room. Hi, ladies. It's so nice to meet y'all.
And your wig looks beautiful.
Boy, a hard wig won't holler, won't it? What is you talking about? I ain't talking about you.
her like that.
I'm talking about her.
And that first of all, the sassy neck normally comes from over here, but you and your sass on all over there spinning around looking at me.
Nobody was talking about
so
you.
messy
She
with
just called me
that.
Sass.
Exactly. So I had to come in here and let you know a source close to my.
Hard wig will
Hard wig will holler.
Nobody talking about her.
A hard wig will holler is diary.
Nice to meet y'all, ladies.
Nice to
and I
meet
love the
you.
show. I think
Thank
BT,
you.
y'all look so pretty on the show. I've watched all 3 episodes.
We was not talking about her. That's
Emmy,
crazy.
why you kept turning around to me? We got cameras all in the studio. We gonna run the tape.
Oh my God.
That's stiff neck. You keep talking about hard wig. Talk about that hard dye that's dried over there.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think your wig is beautiful.
I like it. I love a ball.
Me too. You are so messy. Why you gotta get us involved in that?
Oh, I was gonna ask y'all too. How do y'all balance like turning up for the show because you still got to perform, right? Because it's still a TV show.
Yeah.
But then being present for the moments that you're experiencing, like those cultural moments in those cities.
You know what's crazy? We didn't really drink that much.
But honestly, we stopped drinking a lot on Poor Minds.
Yeah.
Because it was like some cringy episodes, and we just like, oh my God.
It was the Houston live show.
Oh,
That's
the
what
Houston
did it
live
for
show
me.
really changed.
It was so embarrassing.
Why?
Because we
was
recorded
lit.
the show and then we went back and watched it when we got back to Atlanta, and it was just so cringy. We was on stage like, yeah, Lex, let's turn up.
have a 2-shot minimum before we go on stage, and then we'll have like a drink on stage, but we have 1 drink when we're on stage, and that's it. Once we done with that drink, you're done.
Yeah, that first Houston show, we drank that whole bottle of
Yeah,
we
we was turned.
But
Why,
even
you
though
had nerves? Y'all scared?
I'm always nervous.
She's always a little nervous.
Always
I
before I
was
go
just
on
trying to
stage.
turn up. I didn't realize I was getting so drunk.
Yeah.
So quick.
So drunk.
So what's the long-term vision for the show? More seasons?
Yes, we're hoping it's gonna get picked up for a second season.
Okay.
I think we should probably know that within like the next 2 weeks or so. So obviously we want it to get picked up. And as far as Poor Minds, we want Poor Minds to get picked up as a TV show as well.
Yeah.
That's on our bucket list.
Yeah, for sure. I think like with Travel Queens, I definitely want it to be a lot more seasons. I feel like we should do like a whole season like in Africa, a whole season in Europe. So that's what we're hoping that it'll grow to. And you know, same thing with Poor Minds. I could see Poor Minds living on like, you know, maybe like a streaming app or something that, you know, outside of YouTube. I think we're ready to make that transition. transition with Poor Minds as well. And
honestly,
catalog. Yeah, for sure. And more hosting opportunities for the both of us and individually. She still has her cosmetics line that's doing really well. So her just growing in the beauty industry. I have started my YouTube channel, Love Lex P. So I'm just doing like hot topics, show reviews, because that's the lane I want to get into, more hosting as well. So yeah, we just have so much stuff to do. And I feel like now that we've made that step into TV, it's like, you know, people can actually see what we can do now, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Shop that makeup line,
collection. I was already on it. ShopMuseBeautyCollection.com. Make sure you get your lip glosses, matte liquid lipsticks, lip liners. I also just branched into other cosmetics products. So now I have some jelly blushes. I have mascara and eyeliner. So yeah, make sure you shop MuseBeautyCollection.com.
Well, check out Travel Queens on BET.
That's
and
right.
Thank y'all for joining us so much.
And subscribe to the Poor Minds podcast.
Yes.
Big love for Lex P and Dre and Nicole.
Thank you.
We love y'all.
It's the Breakfast Club. Morning, everybody. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren becoming a straight fact.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm a homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Loren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
All right, y'all. So yesterday there was a report that came out. It wasn't confirmed that Tory Lanez had been stabbed up while in prison. I was able to confirm that it did happen. And what I was told in the beginning, it was really, really scary. I was told that he was stabbed a lot of times, that he was airlifted to a hospital, and then they came out with a statement to clarify that he was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own. Despite being in pain, he is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support.
Wow.
I did ask what happened. Like, what I need some more, like context here. Like, how or why did this happen?
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten an answer to that yet. But when I first heard this, I literally came out of court. My phone was going crazy. I was told, like, it was a situation where if he survives, he should be really thankful to God. And that was the first thing they said. It's like, no, he's entirely thankful.
Yeah.
So he is, currently recovering.
And then when it actually happened, nobody was able to understand what happened because they didn't let anybody in the hospital but his father, and his father had to get there. So his lawyers weren't able to go in there. Nobody was able to go in there but his dad. So they were waiting for his dad to get there.
Why isn't he in protective custody anyway, though? Why is he in general population?
I have so many questions that are unanswered that hopefully I'll be able to answer soon because I don't know what is happening.
And I would think
most people
even
don't want to go to PC because if you go to PC, you're stuck. You can't go watch television. You can't go out and about. You can't work out. So most people want to be out.
But I would still think if you were in general population and you got 10 years because he is coming home, I would still think the prison would have somebody that monitors him even in general population.
Yeah.
Just because of who he is.
But they don't have that many officers just to monitor one person at all
you know what
times.
I mean? They treating people of a certain status a
Once
little bit differently.
Once you go to general pop, you in general pop. You in there with everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know why. I can't answer a lot of those questions because when I asked yesterday, I think that they wanted, for a while, people didn't even know if he was okay. So they just wanted to get to there first, and then they were like, we'll keep you updated. So.
If you're a high-profile person that's only got 10 years, somebody in there doing life, they still hearing about you putting out music and stuff in the streets. That's just jealousy and envy.
But any
hate will make you do something like that.
Any little celebrity, any rapper, any athlete, anybody that ever gets locked up, they say they never want to stay in PC because they want to go outside. They want to watch TV. They want to work out. It's like being stuck in a box all the time. So they always ask to leave that.
Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all though. Like, I mean, I know jail isn't all good, but from the last time I talked to his team, it seemed like he was doing a lot of positive things in there. Like he was like helping to raise money to,
like Charlotte said, there's always one hater.
Back,
know you making money,
bring
know
their
you
sentences
recording.
back in front of judges and stuff like that.
What I got to do with other people?
It just, I don't know. And then remember there was a story about him like doing like the prayer circles with the prisoners. So I thought maybe he was like faring well with the other prisoners in there.
All it takes is one person to be upset, one hater.
And there might be somebody in there who heard about what he's in there for. Right? Might be a Megan Thee Stallion fan.
Yeah.
You never know. I'm just saying there's a lot of different variables that can happen.
And then, I ain't saying that these people did it, but the Mexicans, they be real quick with
what you mean, them Mexicans? Your family?
They be
Them Mexicans? Your family?
Well,
you gave birth to a whole half of one.
The prison.
You know some inside information or something?
No. The imprisoned Mexicans.
You see me sitting here like, Jess, you had a whole inside source and you never.
No,
I just don't like how you said them Mexicans like you ain't part Mexican.
Like that's not her family.
All right, the Mexicans, when they in there, they
my
real quick.
my Mexican. That's what you should be saying.
Well,
whatever, yo.
You got time for more, right?
Yeah, real quick and wrapping up. More positive news. Cardi B and Stephon Diggs have popped out. It was a hard launch. It wasn't even a soft launch. Okay, they popped out yesterday. They were at the Boston Celtics.
The Knicks game. It was at the Knicks game.
And the Knicks game yesterday at Madison Square Garden. Sitting front row courtside. They walked in holding hands.
She looked so cute with her little black two-piece
adorable.
Outfit.
It was so cute. The picture of them sitting on courtside, like they were holding hands, and like there was two phones like on the floor. It was like, okay, no phones. It's date night. I was like,
yes, moving on. Wait, love that. It's given. She was sitting right next to Kendall Jenner and who's that? Bad Bunny.
That's Bad Bunny.
Someone else. Yes,
Steve Stout was there too.
Yes. Shout out to Cardi. I love a good move on. Wow. Amazing.
All right.
That is
out
the
here
latest
on moving. Yes.
With Loren. Jesus.
It's happy moving with
Charlamagne.
Yes.
Who you doing that donkey to?
4 after the hour, a young woman that Jess is very familiar with. Summers from Baddies Africa.
I don't know no damn Summer from no Baddies.
I asked you about this morning. You told me.
No, I didn't. I said ex-Naya.
She needs to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with her. Okay?
Okay. All right. We'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out the Breakfast Club.
I just wanted to know how you came up with the donkey of the day.
Tell her.
Because you're mean.
I am not. What did I do?
I made donkey of the day.
There's a bunch of donkeys out here in the street.
That is why Charlamagne is here.
If we live a life where we bite our tongue based off who we may offend, we never would say anything.
On the Breakfast Club.
In the words of Charlamagne the God, he's a donkey.
Oh man, Charlamagne, you giving donkey of the day to who now?
Well, Busta Rhymes, donkey of the day for Tuesday, May 13th goes to Summer from Baddies Africa. Respectfully, I have never heard of this woman or this show in my life. I asked Jess Hilarious this morning, what is Baddies Africa? And Jess explained it to me. What did you say?
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Baddies is just baddies. They just over there in Africa. They took the shenanigans over there and still fighting over dumb stuff. All them bitches, same bitches.
So it's no Africans.
No, ain't no Africans on the show.
Oh, they just doing it in Africa.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What?
And it's on Zeus.
Yes, you know all the answers to all the questions you asking.
Okay. Well, because I asked you earlier. Now, I still don't know what's going on, but I saw that a young woman on the show named Summer issued an apology for something she said on the show, and I just thought it would be a great moment to teach, okay? Let me read the headline. Summer issues an apology for recent controversial Emmett Till comments. Let's listen to the comments.
You gonna always miss. Bitch, you wish you could be like me. That bitch face was like Emmett Till.
Damn.
Oh, Summer. You didn't learn from Lil Wayne. Maybe you too young to remember, but Lil Wayne back in 2013, he had a line where he said, beat that poom poom up like Emmett Till, and people got pissed, rightfully so. If you don't know who Emmett Till is, I would encourage you to watch the movie Till, which came out in 2022. Simple and plain, Emmett Till was murdered in 1955 for allegedly flirting with a white woman. Her name was Carolyn Bryant Dunham. She accused Till of whistling at her and making unwanted advances and claimed Till grabbed her and made lewd comments. Later, she reportedly admitted the claims were false. Okay? A lie. Look, Summer, I don't know you. I respect your apology because she did apologize already. And in her apology, she said what did she say? She said she is committed to learning and growing. She said a whole lot of other stuff, but I really want to hone in on that part. She said she is committed to learning and growing from this experience. That's all we could ask of people. And I know some folks don't feel like they should have to teach people about certain things. And I disagree because everyone doesn't know. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons people should never make jokes about the Emmett Till situation. Okay. Number 1, it's the symbol of racial terror and injustice. It was a brutal act of white supremacy that helped ignite the civil rights movement. We wouldn't enjoy the freedoms we have now without that movement, Summer. So when you joke about a situation like that, you trivialize the pain and trauma inflicted on us Black Americans. Number 2, it disrespects the family and legacy of Mammy Till, okay? Mammy Till had an open casket funeral to show the world what racism and white supremacy had done to her son. When you make fun of how he looked, you know, you make light of the gravity of her choice. Once again, that choice sparked the civil rights movement, which enables us to enjoy certain freedoms and liberties. Number 3, it fuels desensitization. We already desensitized enough. We can't joke about extreme suffering because when we do that, it normalizes violence and makes people not have empathy. When you laugh at atrocities like Emmett Till, then it becomes easier to ignore them and repeat them. Black pain and trauma is not a joke, okay? Those are my 3 reasons. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. Jess, you can tell me. But on the internet, they say someone don't wash her ass.
That's what they saying up and down the comments. She dirty.
What you mean?
They say she don't wash her ass. They say she don't bathe or shower. I don't watch the show, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what they said.
Have you ever seen that on the show?
No, I never seen nobody not bathe. I don't watch the show. My little sister does.
I don't believe you. Okay, I saw a post on social media. Okay, me or Jess don't watch the show allegedly, so I don't know if this is true on whether or not you bathe or not, Summer. All I know is you can't be dirty physically and mentally. Okay, you got to pick a struggle. So if you don't wash your ass, in the words of a great black philosopher, D.G. Yola, you got to get yourself together and at least go give your brain a bath. Okay? Go to church, start listening, and get on the right path. Summer, Emmett Till was 14 years old when he was murdered over a lie. We can't be so morally bankrupt as a people that we on reality TV making jokes about Emmett Till. Because folks already think women on reality TV shows like the one you are on are morally bankrupt. So don't prove them right. Please give Summer from Baddies Africa the biggest hee-haw.
Crazy.
All right.
You came in. As soon as I walked in the room, Summer don't take a bath. I'm like, Walker?
I heard him say that too, and I thought he was talking about Summer Walker too.
no.
That was the second time after I already asked you. I said, who is Summer from Baddies Africa? And you went in. You was like, oh my God, that show is, nobody on that show is actually African. They auditioned a bunch of people from Africa, but didn't choose none of them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. All came from my little sister who watches the show. I watch Justin's Cabaret. I do not watch Baddies.
You was on that one. You was on the show too, right?
I was on.
You was on Baddies
Justin's
That's why you got your hair like that.
Jesus Christ.
No, dummy. I was on Justin's Cabaret.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay.
I hosted the reunion.
Oh, okay.
I used to watch Baddies when Krishan was on there, and I watched a little bit when Tasiki came, but then I just stopped. Tasiki, that's Krishan's sister. Okay. But they fight for no reason. Like it's no reason, no nothing. Like everybody just run around screaming, fighting.
Well, you watch it. That's the reason why.
And what was the context of that clip? Did somebody get beat up? Is that why she said that?
Oh, they was fighting?
They were fighting.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today.
Yes, indeed.
Now, this next topic is really intriguing to Charlamagne. He heard it was a TikTok trend, and he was very intrigued.
Well, I heard it from Lex P and Dre. They was up here from the Poor Minds podcast, and they got the new show on BET, Travel Queens, and Lex said something that I had never heard before, but apparently it's a trend on TikTok. Do we have the clip?
You know, they say they like bad wigs.
They
White
do.
people.
The white. They love a crunchy.
Maybe she not dating in the right pool.
They love a crunchy stale wig. They have that saying, hard wig, soft life.
So you're saying...
I didn't make that up, Charlamagne.
I ain't never heard it in my
They do
life.
say that.
They say that.
We gonna have to open up the phones at some point because I don't believe that. I've never heard the white men like stiff
They
wigs.
do.
If
You said stiff wig, hard life.
Yeah.
Hard wig, soft life.
Who told you this?
I'm serious. If you go look on TikTok right now and type hard wig, soft life, you're going to see nothing but interracial couples.
White men. Okay, all the white allies that listen to the Breakfast Club. Okay, I need to know if this is true. Do y'all like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs? Is hard wig, soft life a thing?
That can't be.
Or are these just bots on TikTok making up stuff?
I can smell that right now. Like it just.
That's crazy.
You can smell what?
And I had me a
Crunchy
little share of white men, and I ain't never told me they wanted no little bad wig.
Were you wearing wigs back then?
Yeah, I was wearing wigs.
Was it crunchy?
A little bit, but I did have some good ones too. Like I wasn't just wearing them for them.
So there might be something to it then.
It might be, but
what is the question we're asking here this morning?
Just asked it. White men, do you like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs?
It depends on the white man though, because I was dating like the Channing Tatum, like the Channing Tatumies. But if it's like a white Wall Street guy, I know they like to look at the black woman, look like she's struggling, so he can take care of her. Yeah.
Okay. Well, 1-800-585-1051. Reach out and touch us right now. White men. Okay, we want to hear from you.
I do not want to be reached out and touched by no white man. What are you talking about?
Do you like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs? You get one long braid. You got one long braid. Now you don't want to be touched by white men. Okay, Dr. Umar.
Okay, 800-585-1051. White men out there, do you like crunchy wigs? Okay.
Call us Hard Wig, Soft Life. Is
this
that a thing?
educated show this morning?
Let's discuss.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I cannot believe
The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, a topic that I guess intrigued Charlamagne this morning.
Yes, it was very intriguing. We had the young ladies from the Poor Minds podcast on last hour, Lex P and Drea, and they put me on to something that I had never heard of. You know, they said it's called the hard wig, soft life trend.
Yes.
On TikTok, and they said that there is white men out there who love black women with crunchy, stiff, stale wigs. Do we have the clip?
You know, they say they like bad wigs.
They
White
do.
people.
The white. They love a crunchy.
Maybe she not dating in the right pool.
They love a crunchy stale wig. They have that saying, hard wig, soft life.
So you're saying...
I didn't make that up, Charlamagne.
I ain't never heard it in my
They do
life.
say that.
They say that.
We gonna have to open up the phones at some point, because I don't believe that. I've never heard the white men like stiff.
They
wigs.
do.
If
You said stiff wig, hard life.
Yeah.
Hard wig, soft life.
Who told you this?
I'm serious. If you go look on TikTok right now and type hard wig, soft life, you're going to see nothing but interracial couples.
All right, well, there's a lot of men on the line.
Really?
Hello?
Yo, Envy, you know the vibes is mellow.
Mellow, I said white men. I don't want to talk to you, Mellow.
I understand that.
Mellow.
I understand that.
What, Mellow?
I understand that.
Mellow, I want to talk to Caucasians.
And I never did ancestry, so technically, do we know if I'm all the way black?
Oh, God, Mellow, you're messing up my segment. What, Mellow?
Go ahead, Mellow. What?
Listen, all I'm going to say is this. I dated a shorty with a stiff wig before, and if my ego hadn't gotten in the way, she actually treated me right. Maybe because, you know what I mean, she don't know how to treat her, you feel me? And honestly, the reason why white men like it is because the only thing white people could better than black people is they white like uptowns. So I feel like if a wig looks like a pair of white uptowns by a white person.
Have a good day, Mellow.
Goodbye, Mellow.
Go. I want to talk to our Caucasian listener this morning.
D, good morning, D.
Good morning, yo.
All right, now we're cooking.
He's definitely white.
What's up, D?
Talk to us, D.
I am of the Caucasian persuasion. I just want to say these beautiful ladies are spitting facts. The harder the wig, the softer the booty, man. That's a fact.
What? When did you realize that it was the hard wig was your thing?
Like 26, 27, man. About a half a decade ago. These sisters got it going on, man. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't even try to help them upgrade their wig game? You just stick with the stiff
Well, I'm
style?
going to upgrade them. I'm a compliment to them. I shouldn't be upgrading. I should be there to be a compliment to the situation, you know?
It don't never feel like a helmet when y'all kiss? You ain't never cut your cheek?
Jesus.
Horrible.
Hey, listen, safety first. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well,
thank you, D. Wow.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Kevin.
Kevin,
Kevin.
Are you white, Kevin?
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
Do you like a hard, stale, stiff wig, Kevin?
No.
Right.
That's crazy, man. We ain't at Taco Bell, bro.
We not at Taco Bell.
We not at Taco Bell.
Oh, you only like your tacos crunchy?
That's the only thing I like crunchy. It's my tacos, man.
I like that, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right, thank you,
Kevin.
Carl. So we got 1 for 1.
Josh, good morning.
Hey, what's up, man?
Josh, are you white?
Of course he is.
Josh.
Yeah, I'm white, man.
What's up, Josh? Where you calling from?
Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so tell me, is this a thing? Do white men really like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs?
So dumb.
Hell no, man. We like box braids with nice edges laid down.
Box braids and edges laid down.
Talk that talk, Josh.
No.
Yeah. I don't like them crusty wigs. My girl don't wear them.
Okay.
Your girl black?
Yeah, she's black.
Yeah, she
Where you
black.
from?
Pennsylvania, he said.
I'm from Newcastle, Pennsylvania, right outside Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So far we got 1 yes and 2 no's.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, my name is Faye. What's up, guys?
Faye?
Do you have a white
No,
man?
we don't need you talking. We need your white husband.
Hey, girl.
No, he would call that seriously dead ass thing at work. No, my husband is white, but
You
he
black?
ain't with the Christmas
She
tree
white.
stuff. He prefers natural hair.
Are you white?
She's black.
I'm black.
Oh,
Okay, so your husband prefers natural hair.
Correct. Yeah, he ain't with the weeds and stuff. Nobody want no dry weeds.
Nobody.
Okay.
Don't nobody, but some people might say nobody want no dry white man. Dr. Umar would say that, but
Oh my.
Damn.
That's true, but that ain't crunchy, so I don't know about that.
Thank you, Faye.
okay. Thank you, Faye. So far we got 1 yes and 3 no's.
Yes.
800-585-1051. Charlamagne is asking this morning, are you a white man that loves crunchy wigs? I'm talking
Well,
about
first of all, Charlamagne ain't asking this.
Yes, you are.
This came from the Poor Minds podcast.
But you want to know more.
And I want to know more about it.
You intrigued?
Yes, I do. I want to actually talk to our white listeners. And so far, we have 1 yes, 3 no's. White men do not like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs.
I told you it depends on the guy. It depends on the white guy.
Well, we need some Noahs to call up here. Are there any Noahs?
No.
Any
we'll
Olivers?
We'll take some more.
Any Liams?
Hey, yo.
We'll
Any
take some
Williams?
calls when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
If y'all talking about it, you know we talking about it. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. If you're just joining us, we're having a question about wigs. Yes, we're asking white men out there, our white listeners, our white allies, do you enjoy women, black women, with crunchy wigs?
And this came from the Poor Minds podcast. They was up here last hour promoting their new show on BT, Travel Queens. And Lex and Drea was saying that white men like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs. Apparently on TikTok, there's something on TikTok that says soft wig, hard wig, soft wig. You gotta poop?
She has to be excused.
Go
Yes,
poop, Jess.
you can be excused.
You better stop drinking that green juice if you're gonna run through you like that. Oh, it came out!
It came out! Oh!
Listen, so we're asking the question, do white men actually like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs?
All right, well, let's go to the phone. Mike, you there?
Mike.
I'm here.
Mike, are you white?
Wow, you can get right to that. Good morning, Jess. How you? I know Jess isn't white.
Well, Jess had to run out.
Envy's a little closer to my complexion, but I know Envy's from the other side.
Envy's Dominican and white.
I'm black, sir, but we were asking, do you like crunchy wigs, sir?
No, I don't like crunchy. Who likes crunchy wigs besides Jess?
Damn. Jess don't like crunchy wigs. She's not here to defend herself. She had to go poop.
Ew.
What you
No,
mean?
I don't like crunchy wigs. Right? I have a friend, right? And she just started wearing the extensions. And the track thing is that thing you call like it's a little piece of hair and you stick up in their hair and it's like glue it. I don't know how to do it, but it doesn't fit her hair. Her hair's straight.
Okay.
I mean, obviously you said her mom white. Yes, she is too.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
All I'm realizing right now is TikTok is a liar.
Nobody likes crunchy wigs.
Well, we are one for yes, 4 for no.
We have John on the line. John, good morning, John.
Good morning, all.
Hey, John.
Hi, John. Where are you calling from, John?
Orlando, Florida.
Oh, very white people down in Orlando. I love Orlando, though. John, do you like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs?
I don't like any wig. Crunchy or soft. I like it natural.
Okay.
Like it natural. Okay.
Do you like black women?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So you want your sisters to have natural hair.
Natural hair. Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right.
Listen,
Thank you, John. You have a great morning.
We've had 1 yes so far and 5 no's. Okay? The
Hello?
white delegation is speaking.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Danny.
Danny, we were asking for white men to call, but we don't know what you identify as.
Oh, no, I'm definitely a black female. I just used to be with a white man.
Okay.
Did he like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs?
Nah, so I got locks, right? But he was like an average trailer park white boy, so they're different. They usually like natural looking black girls. But the more money they have, the more they want us to look destitute. They want us to look like we need them. It's like a slave master, slave type thing. It's a real set life thing. Like, it's a fetish. They want us to look bad so that way they can feel empowered. It's weird.
it's a thing. And any woman that's with a man like that is concerning because he really don't like her. It's a fetish.
Damn.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I'm learning so much this morning.
Are you really?
Yes, let's take one more.
There is no more.
Oh, well, yeah, according to our Breakfast Club poll, white men don't like crunchy, stiff, stale
Not
wigs.
at all.
Okay, I don't know what TikTok telling y'all, telling the Poor Mind podcast, and our producer Sid was in here talking about that's the thing too. I ain't get that from our phone calls this morning.
Not at all.
Okay, we got 1 yes and 6 no's.
No.
White men don't like crunchy, stiff, stale wigs.
Not at all.
At least according to our data.
That's right. All right. Well, let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren becoming a straight fact.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Loren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
So I was telling y'all earlier in the show that after being in court yesterday for the opening statements and the first couple witness testimonies, I think that Diddy could potentially get off. His legal team is really like that. Now, here's why. Number one, they were so good about changing the narrative around this Cassie video. Number two, they painted a good picture of Diddy being the aggressor, but an aggressor in an already aggressive situation. When it came to like the victim that is saying that he put his hands on her. So let's talk about the CNN video, the Cassie beating video. So they called a witness to the stand. This guy was one of the heads of security. So he was like second in command in security at the Intercontinental Hotel back in March of 2016.
So there was only 2 witnesses yesterday. The one you talked about earlier, which was the male escort, is the second. Okay.
Yeah, so actually the LAPD officer security guard was actually the first witness, but we talked about him out of order. But yes, only 2. So this guy was working at the Intercontinental Hotel. He's a security guy who actually responded when Cassie got on the phone in the lobby outside of the elevators and called for help.
The hallway, yep.
The hallway, right? So he said he got on the stand and the prosecutors are talking to him first. So this is the other side. So they're like asking him to run down what happened. So he said he got a report of a woman in distress on the 6th floor. He said he came up, and before he came up, he hadn't seen any of the footage. So he didn't know that it was like physically violent before that. But he said he came up and he was talking to Cassie and Diddy because they were going back and forth, and he's like, yo, y'all got to take this into y'all room. Y'all can't be out here doing all this. So he said as he was trying to get them back in the room, Cassie kept saying, I want to leave, I want to leave, I want to leave. And allegedly, Diddy was like, no, she's not going anywhere. So he said he had to step in. This is what he's telling prosecutors. He had to step in and be like, well, if she wants to leave, we're going to allow her to get her things and leave, and I'll walk y'all to the room to do it. So he says he walks them to the room. And when he gets to the room, he's able to see inside, and there's a man in dark clothing sitting on the bed, which is important, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because Cassie is alleging that the video that we saw was her trying to get away from one of those freak off situations that she did not want to be a part of. And because she didn't want to be a part of, everything we saw in that video was what happened. Now, Diddy's team is saying...
so that's why the video matters to the court.
Diddy's team is saying... No, because freak-offs weren't a thing. You guys were consensually engaging in sexual acts, but that's not even what happened here. Diddy's team pointed out the fact that when he comes back out, like after he like throws the vase and he walks away, he has a lit up phone in his hand. He grabs the phone out of her hand. They were arguing over allegedly something that she saw in the phone, that this is just a very tumultuous, like jealous relationship, right? So this guy... He's important. This witness is important because he's going to help you determine which side of that you believe. So he's running down what he saw. He says he saw this guy in the room when he's talking to the prosecutors. He's also saying that, like, you know, after Cassie left, there was like this 7-foot man that, like, basically like a big man that came and picked Cassie up, and obviously she knew the man, but it was kind of uncomfortable going back to the whole, you know, Diddy's team was helping him orchestrate all this stuff. He says he went back upstairs to talk to Puff and explain to him the rules of the hotel and that he had to pay for some things, and Diddy had this like devilish stare on his face when he came out of the elevator at one point, and that Diddy allegedly offered him money. So the man is saying that Diddy offered him money because he didn't want any of this to come out, because for her and for him. But then they cross-examine him. So now Brian Steele gets up there for Diddy.
Top dog law.
No, let me tell you. We've reported about Brian Steele a lot in here, but I have never seen, and he did it so effortlessly. I've never seen nothing like this. So he gets up there and he's like, Okay, so you're now an LAPD officer because they leaned a lot on that because they want you to look at this man as like he has integrity.
And he's currently an LAPD
currently
officer.
LAPD officer after he left being security at that hotel, right? So he has all this morals and integrity because he's an officer. He understands taking oath and telling the truth. So Brian Steele was like, okay, well, you told us that when you do your incident reports, you got to report the W's, where, what, why, who, like all the details. Mm-hmm. So he goes into the incident report and he says to him, he says, the incident reports are important, right? Because when we're recounting these things, we're relying on your report. So everything in your report is valid because y'all depend on that. He's like, yeah. So he instantly starts getting him. He's like, okay, so you mentioned something about Cassie having a purple eye when you got off of the elevator. Why wasn't that in your incident report? The man said, well, I didn't think that was significant to put in. Brian still said, so you thought it was significant today, but it wasn't significant 9 years ago? So then he says, you said that you saw a man inside of their hotel room. Why wasn't that in your incident report? Did you ask the man his name? Did you talk to him? And he was like, no, because the man didn't really say anything. So then Brian Steele was like, well, you also mentioned that you offered to call the police, but Cassie told you not to. Why didn't you put that in your incident report? And he was like, because I didn't think it was important to, like, you know what I mean? She said, don't call the cops.
The obvious answer to all of that is because he was trying to cover up for Diddy.
So no. But like, listen.
Yeah,
so
that's the obvious answer for all of it.
I'm about to keep going. Listen. So he's like, no, because I didn't think that was important. Blah blah. So he's like, so when you say that you saw this man inside of the hotel room, right? Can you talk to us about like how the hotel room was set up? Because the point he was trying to get to, but they backed up off of it, was Diddy would have been in a presidential suite or a larger hotel room where if you're standing in the doorway, you're not seeing someone sitting on a bed. You're not seeing a person, and you didn't even put that in your report. So he's like, that makes no sense whatsoever. And then the prosecution had already played the video in full, and then they played these videos he recorded on his phone. And they asked him, well, why would you record videos on your phone? And he's like, because if I had told my wife that this just happened, because I knew who Puff was, but I didn't know who Cassie was, she wouldn't have believed me. That blows, even if he was just trying to cover up for Diddy, that now makes him look like you were so fanned out at this point. We can't trust either side. We can't trust you in defense of Diddy.
So he sent the video to his wife?
He sent the 2 videos to his wife, and in the video you hear him laughing like, look how shiny my shoes are. Like, he's not taking it serious at all. So then he's like, people were coming up to me afterward that worked for the hotel asking me about this video, and I'm telling them, like, he's super excited, telling everybody about it, telling everybody what happened. But now today you only are saying that you remember certain things that go against Puff while you're on the stand, but you didn't say those things back then.
Because he was covering up for Puff back then, but maybe he got a conscience now is all I'm simply saying.
But did he get paid by Diddy? Did he take money?
He said he didn't take the money. He said that Diddy offered him a ton of money, and to that, Brian Steele...
it was a stack.
Yeah, he said he came out with a huge stack of money, and he didn't offer it. To that, Brian Steele said, well... you were basically, because he kept saying, I kept telling Diddy how much he had to, not how much he had to pay, but the fact that you had to pay for all the stuff that you messed up. And if Diddy's already saying to you, I don't want this to get out anywhere, he's like, so of course when you came back up to him, he had the money ready or whatever, because you're saying he had all this cash. Like, he had it ready because he just wanted to take care of it and move on.
You know what's interesting? There's nothing they can do or say that is going to minimize what people saw in that video. And I know that they're trying to keep a different narrative, but if you've seen that video, you're not going to forget that video.
Yeah, no, you're not going to forget that video. He's a violent person, but what they're saying is the video didn't happen because of a bad freak off. They're saying the video happened because of a bad argument.
It don't matter why it's happened. I just don't think
they got to prove it.
I don't think that the jurors are going to be able to separate that video from their mind.
They can't. They're going to have to.
No. I think it'll still be there, but I think one thing that, because I thought it was weak in the beginning, but when I saw Brian Steele and the way he operated, I said, I understand it. Because think about Brian Steele and everything he just did. He basically made that witness so uncredible, right? Regardless of how you look at him. And then sitting next to that, you have the prosecutor, you have the defense attorney opening up and saying he is, if he was being charged with domestic violence today, he would be guilty. They owned up to all of it. So it's like, what you gonna do?
I understand what you're saying, but when Kathy takes that stand,
I think that might happen today.
And she was young back then, super young.
Mm-hmm.
When she takes that stand and she talks, and you look at her in contrast to the money, the power, the age of Diddy, and they're on her, and she's basically saying, I didn't want to do any of these things. It was out of my control. Mm-hmm. I was getting drugged up, alcohol, getting beat on, blah, blah, blah. All of that's going to go out the window.
But they're going to have to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, one of them, yes.
They're going to have to prove all that. And without a little bit of doubt that she enjoyed it or she liked it, it's going to be difficult.
That's my whole thing is everything you're saying, I agree with.
Too.
Yeah, they do have videos, but they
need
also...
a video of him forcing her.
They have videos. They said that they have audios, and they said they have a lot more. So, again, this was just the first day. But I will say, y'all talking about that shadow of doubt, his team was just really
Showing
good
that
at
shadow of doubt.
opening up that, hey, y'all got to do a little bit more to prove this.
And, you know, Envy said forcing her. Man, running after her in the hallway, grabbing her, trying to drag her ass back is definitely
Because they brought that back up. They replayed that part of the video twice.
But what they're saying is they're proving that it was an argument based off a phone. So that was a domestic case that they're saying that he's guilty of.
Got an eyewitness named Cassie that's going to say otherwise.
And now listen, I heard that, so I wouldn't be for sure Cassie's getting on stand this week, but I heard that it will possibly be today because we were trying to figure out how pregnant she is. I'm hearing she's due like first week of June. So
damn.
Yeah, so
That's them visuals gonna be that's gonna be some crazy optics.
Yeah.
A pregnant woman on stand crying, talking about abuse that she used to endure, and you gonna look like a real ass if you a defense pressing her.
But they're gonna have to. They gonna have to. But also you got all these other witnesses saying things are different. So it's gonna be a bunch of witnesses, and it's how they close this out.
This is just day one, y'all. This is just me walking away day one. A lot of people I talked to yesterday walked away feeling like, oh wait, hold on, what? He's a messed up person, but like, did he do everything?
So if it's day one, who do you give the score to?
Diddy's team took
Diddy's
day
team
one.
is day
How was
one.
he looking real quick? Did
he looked a lot better. He had his haircut and stuff. He's still really gray. He was in all gray and white, but he looks better. His hair was cut.
And then just a question: the first witness that you was talking about, the guy who urinated, was he cute?
No,
oh my goodness!
No, it was given like he could have been Charlamagne cousin.
All right.
I seen some of your cousin, Loren.
That's the latest
so
with
I don't
Loren.
even know why you would even say something like that.
Loren, get up out of here. You got to go to court now because you're going to court.
Yes,
I see your
yes,
cousin
yes.
back in Thursday want to sell crack again.
All right. When we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let me shout out my wife, Gia. Today is our anniversary. We've been married 24 years officially today.
Congratulations, my
Been
brother.
together since 16 years old.
That is a blessing.
6 kids, so.
That's right.
Salute to my wife. I don't know how she put up with my crazy ass, but I love you, baby. And we're going to have an amazing day today. So,
That's right, man.
Salute to my wife. 24 years.
You know how to
Take a nap because you know your ass is tired in here.
Yeah, well, I try to do something different, but I ain't going to do it no more.
You ain't forget how to do it, right?
Do what?
I think you didn't know how to do for 10 years. Now you know how to do it. You know how to do it, right?
You would know, do we?
I don't know.
Thank you, Jess.
He never made me. He never made me.
Shut up, man.
Oh my God.
Envy still ain't made me. It's been 15 years.
Oh my goodness. This guy is crazy.
Literally
crazy.
I'm really saying. Have you ever made me?
He's such an idiot.
Yo, I am
Answer
not
the question.
That. I'm not answering that.
Wow, you can't answer the question. Have you ever made me have an orgasm in me?
I am not answering you.
Wow.
Salute to
I can tell you the answer is no in 15 years. So I'm just making sure, okay, you know what you're doing tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Yo.
Again, happy anniversary to my wife. This guy's crazy.
Stupid.
Now, salute to Lex P and Dre and Nicole for joining us.
Man, my girls, they got a show on BET called Travel Queens. They also got a podcast called the Poor Minds Podcast, man. Support Dre and Lex and everything that they do. They are very deserving.
This show is on BET Her.
Yes.
Make sure we highlight the her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So is there a BET him?
I don't know.
No.
What about a BET they?
It's probably gonna make it. You know how they are. So.
And Tyler got programming for all that.
Yes. Everything.
Miss Pat too.
My goodness.
I keep thinking about, when she first sat down with Miss Pat was up and you told her and Tyler Perry keeping the lights on at BT.
It's true though.
Stupid.
I think she's on BT Plus.
Salute to Miss Pat too. They had Miss Pat hosting. She hosted the Paramount Upfronts the other day.
Hey, that's what's up. That's my girl.
All right. Well, it's time to get up out of here. And also, LoRosa. She is at court. She's in court today with Diddy.
Yes.
So if you're looking for her, she'll be there all day, and she'll be giving us updates in the morning.
Oh, and salute to my girl Miko Grimes. Miko said that, and she said that the Breakfast Club white men aren't the type that like crunchy wigs. She said it's the old dusty white men.
Damn.
Yes, that's what she said. So not the Breakfast Club white men. White men that listen to the Breakfast Club don't like crunchy wigs.
I did tell you that it takes a certain type of white man.
You did say
I did
that.
tell you all that. But what y'all need to do is y'all need to subscribe to my YouTube, y'all. Jess Hilarious Official. There you will see never before seen clips, behind the scenes footage of me doing Jess With The Mess, little interviews, little stuff that you will not be able to catch me do anywhere else but on YouTube. So go there, subscribe, and let's run it up, y'all. Run it up. Also, this weekend, Atlantic City, I'm there.
Hey.
Show is almost sold out. Get your tickets, JessHilariousAfficial.com. Arce, yes. Yes, also, Philly, y'all right down the street. Bring y'all asses through. I love y'all. I can't wait to see y'all this Saturday.
All right, Charlamagne, positive note?
I do, and it comes from one of my favorite Instagram pages, The Healing Guide, man. If you knew how difficult and long it took some people to recover their peace of mind and happiness, you'll understand why they shut all doors at any potential negativity, and also why they can be so selective about who they allow in their lives. So don't feel bad about being selective, okay? Because you know what it took for you to get to this place of peace. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?